like a combination of Java and C. There are so many big packages. Like using these packages, you can do big tasks by writing the small lines of code. Also, we have seen Y packages, how we can do the setups, like how to what are the folders we need to make it, like ESRC bin package. In ESRC, we have our all the test folders, all the files, I mean to say. In bin binary, we have whatever when you create the build for any packages, so it will land on that bin folder. Then pkg, so when you download it, so it will place at that package folder. And when you want the same in the vendor folder, so vendor is inside your project, not the pkg folder is common for all, vendor is specific to that project. So go mod tidy, go mod vendor, go mod init function also we have seen, that is called before the main function. So that is for the like setting the prerequisite, like database connectivity kind of code, or files is present or not. So kind of code that will execute before. Again, we can write the multiple main functions. So that will again run in the same sequence that we have followed. Okay. So yesterday we have seen this structure of Golang program, like how is the structure means, like how is the main file or main function is there on the top all the time. There is a package keyword is there and package name is there. The first line itself is package only in any file. Let's say you have opened this, so you should see the package add. Then you have created, now after that there is an import statement, so you can import the multiple. So you need to use this parenthesis here. Otherwise, if it is single one, so you don't require this. Okay, now you can add the multiple, like in the new line, like that it will get added. Then we have created our package. How to create the package? You have to create the folder, and then you have to create the file name. So file name and this package name you have to keep the same. I mean, generally, yeah, it's you have to keep the same. Folder name can be anything, okay, but file name you have to keep the same. Okay, so add and then package add, and now you have to import that. So how you can import that? So main slash add here, if you add it, so it will get imported. So like this, add dot add. So you can see how this package is imported, and we are seeing the attribute number one and number two. We have to pass it. So we can pass it and we can call. So this is how we have to import. So so you can see like this is the package main, and now it is visible, na? Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm. So all the time, like I'll go what I have repeated. I'll repeat these things again. Yeah. So we have seen this basic theory, like programming language, runtime, and all dependency, go more folder, vendor, unit testing. And yesterday we have seen the structure of program. So in the structure we have seen the init function. So its signature will be same like this. Again, you can write the multiple init function. We have to keep the same signature, then only it will call it. If you write your init functions, you I mean, like if you just pass the parameters, so it will not work. This is not the our one. This is defined by the language. Okay, so it's their one, and that's why it is called automatically, and it is called before the main function. So starting point of your code is the init. First statement, all the print, it will print from the init, and then it will go to the main function and it will return line by line, like that. Then we have seen yesterday, this is the package, like how you can create the packages. So you have to create the folder and file name, and this package name you have to keep same. Then you have written the add function. There is the number one, number two we have written here. So this is how you have to import, and then you have to like add dot this. Also you can give some nickname to this. Let's say this line is very big, okay, like maybe path and that kind of thing. So what you can do, you can write, let's say ACC, okay, and now you have to do ACC. So you can see this is working. This is the new, I think yesterday also I haven't told these things. Okay, so this is kind of like nickname we are giving. Okay, so like this is the big variable, and we are just storing the small, and we are using it like that. Okay, so this is how you can give the nickname. Also, if you want to just keep it like this package you want, or if you want to just keep it, so you can use the underscore there instead of this. Okay, And yeah, so now you have imported the package, you have passed the variables, and this is the like a package is the name, like import. Here you can place all your imports, the init function, main function. Okay. After that, outer dependencies, like you can write your code and you can just import that. Okay. Then we have seen why this mod is required, would like to manage the dependency. Then there is a one more sum is file summary that will keep the summary. Like initially you have used the v4 and now you are using v5. So we are getting the idea like, oh, at that time I have used the v4 and now I'm using v3, like that kind of thing. Okay. So to create that, you can use the command like go mod init and main. Also we have seen the terminal here, like how we can open that. So make sure that all that, yeah, in your all the project main file is there, and one main file only will be there, because this is the starting point, so you can't just start from the multiple points. So that's why main is the single only. Okay. So after that, we have seen the installation also, like how you can install, how you can check it, what is the signature, how to declare the variable. Again, yesterday we have seen. Okay. Also, we have seen the like main function, then importing statement, packages, and variables. So this part yesterday we have seen. And again, yesterday only this code we have written, like we have created the map, we have checked the like length and capacity, how it is increases. So when it will reach like length and capacity, when it is same, when after appending, if length and capacity is same, so as soon as you add the next element, your capacity is getting doubled. So we have also seen how it is like when there is a big block is there, so how this is not again a optimized way of using. So like it will look for continuous double block of memory even though you have the less element, but it will skip this block and it will move for the next. So again, when there is a large amount of data, so again advisable to not to use this slice again. So simply you can say it's like a pro and cons of using this slice. Some like generally it's asked in the interviews. Again, how you can declare the variable. So we have seen the yesterday structure. So we have to declare the variable var, then variable name and its type. This is how you have to declare. And you can see var is the keyword, variable name is this, and this is the type. Or you have here you have not given the type. So what compiler will do? It will automatically internally it will check what is the type of this and it will take it. And also we have seen like we can't there is a Golang, it's strictly like a type language like int 32, int 64. You can't just add that simply. Okay, like that. So these are the things yesterday we have seen. So now what we will do, we'll check this point like strings and then array, slice, map, and then pointer, how this is used, and how like we can make this. Okay, so I'll just remove this code. This is not required right now. Okay. Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll just write like init also, okay, let's say from init. Okay, now function main is started. So now, okay, now you have to declare the slice and array. So again, yesterday again, I have told you like the short declaration will not work outside. Okay, so here, if you declare any variable arr and it's arr equals to array of int, and I also want to assign the values, so you can assign it here and you can simply print it. So now you can see this is the short declaration I have used, arr. Okay, but if I just keep this variable outside now, it will not work, because there we have to use the var. Using var only you are able to declare the variable, global variable. And again, yesterday we have seen the most important things like the exporting and unexporting item that we have seen. Like if if in your packages all the variable that is declared in the caps, that is called as the exported item, and that is only visible here. And if it is written in the small like this marks, and this is in the small, so this is not exported item. This is this its scope is limited to this file only. Okay, and how I'll get to know, let's see here. Like if I just write down the add and just check. So you can see only add, active, some, these are the only it's accessible, and you can see all are written in the caps only. Similarly, you can check for this FMT. So P is capital. So all the things will come after dot is the capital, and that is exported item only you are able to access. So for how we can access the exported item, you have to import the package and you have to use that. So I have imported the package FMT and I have used the println method. So that is called as the exported unexported item. And this concept is in the Java, it is like there we have the private and public things. So private, this is the small means private and its scope is limited to this file only. This is the capital caps, so its scope is limited to this package. So I'll import this package and I'll use that variable like that. That is the again important feature that we have taken from the Java. Okay, now you can see I have used the short declaration. This is just the like I have defined the variable here. Okay, and now I want to assign this some value in that. Okay, so how I'll do 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 like that. So using comma separation, you have to give the value. So now if I just run it, how you can run it? Go run main.go, and simply you can see from init, then main start, and 1 2 3 4 is added. So this is the what you can say a slice. Why it is slice? Because size is not mentioned here. Okay, now I will do, let's say I'll just change this variable name to slice. This is slice because size is not mentioned. Again, we have seen the difference yesterday. What is difference between slice and array? Array we have the size, and in slice there is no size is mentioned. Size variable or size. Okay, now we have to declare the size. So how we can do that? So let's say using var, or also let's say array of int, and again let's say now here I want to declare the size only 5. Let's say 5. Okay, so now again you can just print this variable, let's say array, and you can just go back and just print that array. Okay, now if you are to assign the value in the array, so you can just use this, or like this you can play with the index as well. Okay, so how you can play with index? Let's say this is the, I'll just first I'll add the hard coded values. Let's say 11 comma 12 13 comma. Okay, now you can see I have added the 14 4 and again one more. So we are seeing the error. So what is the error? Out of bounds. Why out of bounds? Because size we have mentioned is 5, and how many element we are adding? These 3 and first 3, 6 element. So we can't add more than that element. Again, that is why index out of bounds. Similarly, if you are trying to access the 5th index now, it will cry because our index will start from the 0. So this is at 0th place, 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th and 5th. So if anyone asks you what is the size, so there is a one function yesterday we have used. Can anyone tell me what is the function we have used to get the size of the element? That is length function, and you have to pass the array. So it will give you, even now it's not mandatory to have the, I mean like array of int only. You can pass the array of object, array of anything, array of slice, array of anything. But if it is array, so it will give you the length. Now let's see. So for again, and for slice we have one more attribute, that is capacity also. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so now I'll just run it and check how. So this is the 5 is the 5 element are there, so 5 is shown. Okay, now even if I remove this element, now what will the size of this element? Can anyone tell me what is the size of this array? Yeah, I have removed one element here. Yeah, so no, you are wrong actually. That is 5 only, because size here, this 2 variable will taken as the hard coded. Even if you assign, don't assign any value, na, so it will behave like that only. But if you check in case of slice, so let's see length of slice is this. So now what I'll do, I'll just print this. Now you can see length of slice is 4. Now I'll just remove one variable and again I will print it. So let's see, size is 3 now. So it's reducing it, but here it's a fixed size. That is the reason you can't even add more element. But here this is the flexible. So that's why slice is called as the flexible array or dynamic array. If it is dynamic array, it means it is a size. Okay. So now we will see how you can add the element in the slice or in the array. So in the array by default, it's like all the 0. And here I have assigned hard coded, so it is working. But now ARR, and now here I have declared the variable. That's why I have used the colon. But here I have to just use it, or I have to just assign it. So array of let's say fourth element equals to 88. So let's see how it works or not. Yeah, it works. You can see 88 is updated here. Previously it was not there. Now similarly, if I try to use the index, that is not there. So you can see it will cry here itself. It is showing the error. You can see invalid argument, index out of bounds. It hold only 5 elements. So it's 0 to 4 only. So this will play with the index. Okay. So this will play with index. So you can't use this element. So how you can get this size exact element there? Simply in case of slice, use the length -1. So you will get the index there. So length is like 3. Here it will get, you will get it directly, but here if you have to get the index, so you have to just -1 from that, because our index starts from the 0. Okay. So now you got the idea like how you can add the value. So in array you have to play with index only. I mean, like array you have to play with let's say array equals to, we'll try to use this append method. Let's see how what happen. Append ARR of 5, let's say 6. So now here it is showing the error. First argument must be a slice. You can see first argument append to the append must be a slice, but having array. Now here we have already seen array is not flexible. So you can't append the element. Append, what it will do, it will simply add one more element at the back. Okay. So this will not work because it required this slice only. But same thing, what we will do, we will try with slice now. So initially now here we have print these things. Now what I'll do, I will again add this statement like slice equals to append. Let's say I want to append 99, and then again I will print it. And similarly after that again I will just append this, let's say 100. And now see what it is. It is not showing error. Okay, so we have to run this, and now you can see it's increasing. Initially it was 3, then we have appended 99, then we have appended 100. So it is growing gradually. Correct. So this is slice is a flexible one. So again there is a slice operations are there. So I will tell you how you can play with indexes. Now you got the basic difference between like slice and array. First thing, there is a no size is mentioned. Here we have the size. This one is a fixed, this one is a dynamic. Here we have the capacity, here we don't have, or doesn't matter because it will be the same one. Okay. Now again it will not grow, it will hold the defined like values, whatever, like by default it will be all value 0. Here it is not, so it will not take any values or size. Okay, like that. Now the major difference I'll show you. Now we have this slice, and in the slice we have so many elements. Let's say 5 elements are there now. Okay, this slice. Now I want to create the new slice from this. Okay, so how we can do that, I'll tell you. So let's say first thing, Now if it is a slice only now, so what we will do, we will try to implement the stack here. If you okay, stack will again will you will get the like structure. So once I explain the structure now, so the structure once I explain the structure, then I will explain you the stack and the queue. It's very easy to implement. Like it will just hardly 10 to 15 lines, and you all your stack operation will be performed here. Okay, so and again internally it uses array only. Okay, so mostly you'll get the ask the question like stack what it uses, so you need to mention like it uses the slice and all. So I'll tell you that later how it uses. Okay, so now you have to get the last element, like question, you have to get the last element from this slice or this array. So how we can get that? Let's say last element. So how we can get that? So now if you want to get from here slice, so you have to take this slice. From that slice you have to take the length of this slice. Length of slice is 5, let's say. From that 5 you need to minus 1 and it will print the last element. Got it? Because our index start from the 0, so that 0 1 2 3 4, so 5 we have to get the fifth one, so it will start from 0 and it will take it. So now let's say we'll print it last element, and we'll see like okay. Okay, so I'll just remove this. So you can see last element is 100. So I have just play with the slice. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll play with again indexing. So indexing, so what I'll do, fmt. So now let's say this is slice and you want to get the first element, or you want to create the new slice and you want to get the only 3 element from this. So what you can do, you can just get the colon, and before colon you can see this is the structure of slice. Okay, there is a colon you can pass. So what it will do, it will take the 0 from start from 0 and go till end. So it's simply applying the loop and it is printing all the element. But now this is the starting point, so by default it's a 0 only. So this is the starting point, by default it is there. But I want to get the second element or till second element only maximum. So 0 1 2, so it will take 0 and 1 only, it will accept the last point. So I'll show you how it behaves. So what it is expecting, 0 and 2 only, because third or like second one is the missed here, or it is skipped simply. So its structure is like slice, this is the colon, start index, and this is the end index, and end index is skipped or avoided. Okay, so 0 1 only printed, 2 is not taken. So if you want to take the 2, so you have to take the 3 here, then it will go from 0 to 3. Now 0 to 2 only in the indexing, 0 1 and 2 only simply. So I hope you are getting. So now what I'll do, I have given the end index. Now what I'll do, and index. Now what I'll do, I'll just get the, I will provide the first like start and end index, like okay, start index, end index, and start index as well I will provide you. So how you can provide that, let's say now it is by default it is starting from the 0 only. Okay, so 0 1, so I'll pass the 1, so from 1 give me that. So it will take this, it will include this element. Okay, now let's see, the expected output is it should take this, and you can say start and index, so it will take in the first, so it is included, that 1 is included but 3 is skipped. I hope you are getting this point. Hello. Are you there?
Yes. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
index starts from zero, right?
Mm-hmm.
S- Index is starting from zero, right? Slice one
Correct.
is to
Uh-huh.
three.
Hmm.
So it should print first.
Okay, so just keep in the mind, start index will start from the real value. Whatever
Okay.
you will provide, if it is 10, so it will start from the 10th index only.
Hmm.
In case of end index, it will exclude this last index or whatever end index. So if you pass here 20, so it will go till 19 only. If you pass here 11, so it will go till 10th only. So that is the reason here I have passed the 3. So
Okay.
it will go for 0, 1 and 2 only, not 3. 3 is skip. In case of this again, what happened? Now it is 1. So I have 1 is provided, 0 and 1. So at one place it is 2. And this 3 is skipped. Last one. Getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll again take the big now. So this is like you can play with index and you can sometime like when there is a for loop operation. So you can just like play with these indexes and you can just skip some element like printing alternate element. So you have to just pass the odd even kind of numbers here and it will work like that only. So let's say again I will create the new slice. Let's say slice 1 and it has the element of array of int and it has 11. Let's say okay, I'll get the random number, then you will not confused. Okay, 90 comma 55 0 comma 45. Okay, let's say 77. Now I'll just print it. Okay, now start index and end index. So slice 1 I have taken. Now from this I want to start from the third element 0, 1, 2. So I'll pass the 2 here. Now I want to get till what is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll just go for let's say 8. So it will exclude this 8 and will print till 7 only. Its index will go till 7 only. So let's see. So this is what it printed. So I'll explain you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So it will go till 7 only. I told you here. It is not go, but it will start from the 2. 0, 1, 2. So 2 is included. It means start index is included. Got my point?
Yes.
So this is how like slicing is work. Okay. And again like you can create the now even if you like just assign it, so it will create the new slice. So let's say slice 2 or let's say children slice. See a child is slice. So children slice equals to, simply I'll just use this slice and I want to assign the let's say 4 element only. Okay, so now let's say I have started from this let's say 4. So 4 will be included and I want to go till 7th. So what it will do, it will skip that 7th point value and print only till 6th. So I'll show you chill and slice how it behaves. Yeah. So it will say yeah. So 0, 1, 2. So started from 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. It is not considered that 7 because we have passed the 7, so it will go till 7 only, 6 only. Now we will also print the capacity of this, let's say length of this children slice, and I want to get the capacity of this children slice. So let's see what is the capacity, and here so you can see capacity is what this length is 3, but capacity is 6 till this. Again, now if you
How
append
to
it,
delete one index?
okay, for deleting, okay, for creation or
No,
okay,
just I want to remove that 7 from
Mhm.
slice 1.
Okay, so what I'll do,
Mhm.
children, okay, from this slice, I'll delete one element. Okay, slice one. So let's say I'll just print this before, and let's say children this, and after deleting, let's say after, and here what I'll do, I'll just play with indexing only. Now I want to delete the last element, so I'll go till there and then length minus 1, sorry, a length of slice 1 minus 1. So now it should do that things. Yeah, you can see the last one is removed. So similarly, you have to just play with indexes only. Okay. So now similarly, what we will do, I hope you got this point. Okay. So this is again a start index and end index, and just keep it mind, end index is excluded, start index is considered. So if you pass the 2, so it will start from the second index only, but it will go till 7th index. If you pass here 4th, so it will start from the 4th index only, it will go till 6th index, like that. Okay. Now we have seen the I mean like slices here. Okay. So what we will do, we'll again slice and array you got. So now why I'll do, I'll create the maps here now. Okay. So now again, I'll tell you one way how how you can apply the loop on this. Okay. So there are like two for loop we have. I mean like in C language or other language, we have like a for loop, for while do, like that we have so many loops. But here you can like there is a normal way is there like a playing with index like I is there, I equal to 0, I is length of this array, and slice 1. Okay, and now I'll play with index again. So print the index of all, like how you can print, so it will simply slice 1 of index. So now here I have passed the I, that is index. So let's see what is the problem here. If I do like this, so yeah, so it will start from the 0 and it will go till length whatever you have there. Okay. Now in case of array, what will happen? It will go till length na. So in that case, you need to minus 1 from there. Okay. Just keep this in mind. So you have to just keep it is you have to keep minus 1 from that, and then it will be, otherwise it will go out of bound. So this is first way of writing the for loop. Okay. I hope first way is writing the for loop like I is equal to 0, I is less than some condition, and then incremental decremental operations. So here mandatory is like colon only. You can't even, you can even remove these conditions. Now I'll tell you. Now you want to continue this for loop for infinite time. So what you will do, you will just write this like this. It will go till infinite time, it will run infinite time. So you have to break at some condition. Let's say I will say count. Okay, so if this count is greater than 10, so break it. So you can use the break statement here, like that. So it is infinite loop. Now you want to just add the condition here. So what I'll do, I'll just pass the colon, and here we have the condition, and here we have the incremental operator. So I'll just write down the condition here. Let's say false or true, whatever, like that. You have to write down here condition. Oh sorry, it's a semicolon, not like this, not a colon, like this. You can see. it is this part, like this for loop is divided into the three part. First is initialization. Here we declare the variable I is equal to 0. Now I want to declare one more variable. Let's say j is equals to 0. Again I want to declare one more. So like that you can just continue it, or you can use that like multiple variables how we have declared here, a comma b comma c equals to like assigning. Let's say a, then b. I want to create this variable with assigning value 2 comma 5. So like that I have to assign. What happened here? Okay, it's not used for that purpose, huh? So if you use it now, so it will work. You can see a and b is work here. A is not declared, so that's why it's crying here like that. You got it now? Like how we can declare the variable here. So first part is used for initialization of initialization. Second part is for condition. So now you can see here I have written few conditions. Like I will remove this, and you can see I is less than this, j is less than this, or if a variable is equal to true, kind of that conditions you have to write. So here it is expecting the final output boolean only. Like if error is not equals to nil, that is again boolean. So that part only you have to write here. Okay, this is the boolean part or condition part. The third part is here incremental decremental part here. So this is again an optional one only. I mean like all is optional here. Okay, so optional means like you can use the for increment for decrement kind of things, you can use this. Okay, so this for loop we used when we have the length is generally known. In that case only we use it. Okay, so this is the initialization. First is INTIAL initialization. Second is condition colon. Third is like increment or decrement. Okay, so this is how we use the for loop. The another way of using this for loop is simply a for range loop. For range, I'll tell you how it is. For range, this is how we have to use this. Now this is the part when we have the for range. Range means it will simply, it will not care about your length. It will simply just fire, or it will just simply iterate on our objects. So when we have the key value type like map we have, so in that case also we use this. When we have the like when we have the array of object, and you don't have to worry, you don't know how many elements are coming, or you don't know what is the exact length, it is continuously updating. So you, in that case, you can use this variable. So at this place you have to apply a range. So you are up, you here you have to place array slice one I'm placing. So what it will do, it will print the value here. Okay, index and value simply. So println, then it will use this v, let's say. So now let's say what it is printed, we will see. And here we have skipped one part, so I'll just add that part again, so we'll get the idea instead of skipping. So you don't want any variable. Okay, you don't want to handle any error. Let's say you have written the function that is returning one error, let's say test function, and it is returning error. Okay, and return nil. I have written one error. Okay, now you have to handle this error. Like you, when you use this now, let's see. So what will happen, this code is returning error. You should use some variable here to handle it. Okay, but if you don't want to handle it now, so what it will do, you will just use this underscore colon equals to, like this. You are just keeping this variable. I mean like this underscore I have already clear over, that's why. So you can just use this variable, and you can just use this. Okay, so now what I'll do, let's say this is error. Okay, and what I'll do, if error is not if error is not equals to nil, then do some processing, do something like that. So here here this is returning some error. I have to handle it. But if I don't want to handle it now, so I'll simply use this underscore here to skip the variable. Okay. So similarly in the for loop also I'm skipping that variable. Okay. I don't want to use this value, so I'll use the underscore, but now I have to use it. So I'll assign that to one variable I, and I'll just print it. So let's say I. Now I will check what it is printing. Let's see. So you can see it will first V is there. So V is printing the element 90, 44, and I is the index of that variable 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 from like this. From 0 it is started and going this till this. So for this purpose we use this. Okay. So I hope you got the idea on this slices now better. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll declare the map here. So there are different ways of declaring the map. Let's say this is my MP variable, and again I'm using this short declaration. So there is a map. Now map, I want to store the key in the string format, and I want to store value in the int format. So I will declare the map like this, and I will just print it. Let's say MP map. So you got it. This is the key, this is the value. So now here we have just declared it, but how you can assign the value? So let's see, this is the string. So my key should be string. Let's say A is my key, and I have to assigning value 1. Let's say the 1 is my value. Similarly, I'll just do the comma, then B is my key and 2 is my value. Let's say one more again, C is my key and 3 is my value. So this is how we have to use this map. Like this is how I have to declare. I have declared. Okay. I'll tell you the another way of declaration is also there. Okay. And also tell you why, how we can, what is the better way of using this. Okay. So now you can see it is printing a colon. So it is key a value pair, key value, key value. Okay. So now what I will do, I will create the map using another type of declaration, mp1 create using make function. So make function will help you to write down the map. So same, what I to do, I want my key now, I want my key, let's say integer, but I want its value of type, let's say float 32, and I'll just print it. Okay, so fp of mp1. So now you can see I have created the map using make function, and inside that I have placed these things only similarly. Okay, so I have just assigned. Now what, in which case we should use this short declaration, and in which case we should use this make. So generally it's advisable when we have the value with you, in that case go for this declaration. I mean, all the time it is advisable to go for this declaration only, but when we have the hard coded value or value with you, then in that case you can go for this also. The problem with this short declaration or not using this make function is, now I'll tell you the problem. What is the problem? Okay, now you got this mp1. Okay, now what I'll do, I will add a few value in that mp1, and I want to add the value. So my key type is now integer. So let's say key is 11, and I want to store the salary of any person. Let's say 1.11, like that. Now I'll print it and let's see how it behaves. So you can see 1.12 key and value is added. Now what I'll do, I will try to add the same. here 11, and I will assign the new value here 12.2. Let's see how it, okay, so it's it will update it there. So let's see. You can see you got the updated value. Previously it was 1.2. Here we have not printed it, but again we have updated it, and now you can see this. But if I change its key to 12, now there is a 2 key inside this map. First map 1. So now you can see 2 values are there, and its key type is integer, and this is the float. Now I'll tell you the problem with this short declaration. Now I will use this let's say problem. So what I'll do, issue MP map with map equals to map of, let's say I will use now key is string, and I want to store the value boolean, whether it's a true or false. Okay, now I will assign issue of MP, let's say string is a equals to value is false, and I'll just print it. So let's say issue MP. Okay. Okay, so now here it worked fine. Okay, now one more. Now here I have used this short declaration. Okay, now I will use this using var issue MP1 equals to, it's now a map. Oh no, it's a map of, let's say string comma float. Okay, now what I'll do, issue mp1 equals to, no, issue mp1 of string, let's say a equals to 2.2, and then we will print the issue mp1. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we got one error here, and I'll tell you where is the error. Here, nil dereferencing in the map update. Nil dereferencing. So what is the difference between this all declaration? I'll show you 3 declaration here. First declaration of map is here. I'll just add the spaces. Second declaration of this, using this is again a short only. Now here we have used this map make keyword. Third declaration is using short, but let's check it how I have using short I have done, but let's check it how it behaves. Now here you can see what is the difference. We got the error here. Okay, why we got the error? You can see in all the cases we are even declaring the correct only. So in the declaration there is no problem. But when we use this var keyword with this map, what happen? It create the empty map. It create the nil, or it don't have any value, or it don't point to any memory. So what will happen? We are just declaring it, but we are not assigning any value or empty space to this guy. So that's why he is not able to store anyone. So now I'll just print the value here. You can see issue map 1. Okay, 1, and let's see issue map 1. So why that is not, you can see here we got the nil map. Panic, you can see empty, it is empty. But if you just print the other one now, so you will see some pointer. Now I'll tell you, I'll print this one. Make map value. We have not assigned anything. Okay, but still we are just printing it. So let's see how it behaves. Okay, in the declaration, you will not see this difference, but internally, if you just use this pointer now, okay, maybe I'll use this pointer here. By default, it's a pointer only. So it uses the nil map and it where I have this. Okay, so what I'll do again here again I have printed this, but you will not seeing any difference, correct? So now what I'll do, I'll just print this statement here at the bottom before this only. So let's check MP. Okay, MP, then comma MP, then one more is there, MP1. Okay, now I'll just rerun this. How many maps we have? One map, we have two map, and we are printing this third one. Okay. Okay. Oh, my bad. Because here we have directly assigned the value now. So that's why you are seeing this value like this, like this. Otherwise, you should get the issue. Okay, issue map I have not printed. Comma. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so this is the first, and what I will make. Okay, make map value. Make map value. The first one is printed. A. Okay, we have assigned here. We'll assign it here. Just a second. It will confuse you, but this is the very important one. So I should show you the example how it will behave. Man, we should keep this value here. So here only empty it will print it. Okay, so now okay, I'll use here address pointer. Okay, and here I have used this pointer, and again here also I'll use this address. Now let's see the difference. Okay.
One more thing, there is a floating value, na?
Hmm.
Is MP.
Okay, the basic difference I want to show you that here, when you use the var keyword, it will not get any memory by default. So it is value is nil. So you will creating the nil map, and in the nil, you can't add the values. So that is the reason you can't add the value here and you are getting the issues.
Oh,
That
okay.
is the problem. But when you use this make or other way of declaration, there you will get the value, or here there you will get the some space from the compiler directly. So using map, if you declare it here, you can see here I have not added anything, but still you got the memory or value there. But here again, I have just used this var, so it is not pointing to anything. So again, nil, and you can't assign the value in the nil. So that is the problem I want to show you. So yeah, like in difference wise, you will not see much difference here. But yeah, maybe I'll when we play with the operations now, in that case, I will show you. This will now it is completely visible nil. Like if you show it now, you can see its value is issue map 1. It's a nil value, nil. This is the nil. Okay. But for other, it is showing same, but it has the value. It is pointing to something. Okay. So I'll show you this example later, but just keep in mind, when we use this make function, it will allocate the memory to that pointer. And in future, after just the declaration, you can assign some values later. But in case of this var declaration, it will not allocate the memory. So this variable is completely useless now because it is not pointing to anything. So why we should use that? So this way of declaration will not work. So just keep this in mind. Okay. So now I will just remove this and I will keep this working, and I will show you how you can add or how you can apply the loop or how you can add the element there. So adding it's simply like this only. Okay. You can see I have passed the key and its value. So now you have to apply the loop on this. So here again you should use the for loop. So now what it will do here, I want to apply the loop map on this EMP. So A, B, C is there, and here it will print the value, and here it will use this key. So key and value, it will print it. So let's say key value. So key comma value. Now let's see how it behaves. So you can see key value, it is printed. Key value, it is printed. So now you got how to update the value and how to read or how to get the value. So again, if you want to get the value directly, let's say I want to get the key here, colon equals to map of, just pass the key here. What key I want? I want to pass this B. So let's say I have passed the B value, colon B. Now what in the response we are expecting? Its value. So let's say key. So it should expect B value is 2. So we should get the 2 in the output. Here is the 2 is printed. We have passed the B key. We have passed the key and we have read the value. Similarly, we will pass the now C. So we should get the value 3 in the response. Let's say this is the 3. Got it?
Mm. But
Huh.
why we added pointer here in line 55 and
Oh,
yeah.
that I want to show you. Actually, this there is no maybe. Okay, I will write like this. No, it's a by default pointer only, so we don't have to write. Yeah, so pointer we use to store the value of anything. Okay, like to store the address of any variable, correct?
Okay.
But this array, keep it this mind, array, slice and map are by default pointer only. By default, it's a pointer. So when I use this now, so it is already pointing to first element of or first empty place. So it is address only. So how you can check whether it's whether it has the value or not? You should check whether map is nil or not. So you have to check if issue mp equals to nil, not equals to 0 or anything. Okay, why nil? Because pointer, it is a pointer. So pointer default value is nil and string default value is empty. Boolean default value is 0. Float default value 0.0.
Okay.
Integer defined value 0, like that. Okay.
And for map it will be nil.
Mm-hmm.
For map default value is nil. You told, right?
Yeah. For map, it's a pointer, na. So
Uh-huh.
pointer default value is nil, like
Nil.
that. Yes.
And string also nil, right?
String no, string value default value is empty quote, like this.
Okay, empty.
There is a no space. This is the one space. I will remove it, and this is the empty.
Okay.
So you have to check whether string is empty or not, na. So in that case, you have to check string equals to empty quote, like that. And in case of Boolean variable, you need to compare with false. In case of other, you have to check with 0.0, like this. Okay. So this is how you have to check it for map. So by default, you understand array, it is pointing to something, so it is again address only. So it is you have to check whether it's a nil or not. Don't need for array, you can simply check the length also, but array means how it is array internally defined. It has like something like this, and like 1, 2, like so by, and we have this variable, let's say a b c equals to. So what this abc will do, abc will hold the address of this first element. So by default, it's pointing to this first element only directly. And then we are applying loop, and then we are moving one by one, like this. So it is a pointer only internally.
Okay.
So these three address, like slice, map, and array are pointer only by default. So you don't have to, if anyone asks you not to pass the pointer to this function, so like how we pass like address of abcd variable, for other you have to do, but for array you don't have to worry, you can simply pass that variable only directly, because that is indirectly it is address only. Okay, you don't have to use the pointer and all here for array and slice and map. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
yes. So yeah, fine then. I mean, like our now deletion is pending in array. There again we have the delete, but like this delete, and you have to use this map. Like you need to pass the map, and again you need to pass the key. So let's say I have passed the B. So it will delete it and it will assign the new value. So we will check this example maybe tomorrow. No issue. Okay. So I hope
Okay.
you got the idea on this slice, how it works, array and map also a little bit. And just important thing is use all the time make only. Don't use var, because var will give you the empty. It is not pointing to anything, so you can't store the element. It should pointing to something. It should have the address when we declare it. So this is again slice operation we have seen. This is again like a int main function, and again the previous block only. Like function signature first thing. Like whenever you have to write down the functions, in that case your signature is like func, then function name and some argument, and this is the return argument type. Now I'll tell you how it is different. Okay, so first let's say this is start. Now you want the function that will take, now we have already seen the like small function like sum of number, or like some addition of number, let's say kind of function, small function. Now we will write the function that will return the different type of argument. Okay, so how you can write that function, let's say name of function is return, or get multiple values. Okay, now you want to pass the argument of, now there is a scenario, let's say you want to pass the two id and both are having the same type. So what you can do, you can pass like this, let's say a arg1, or let's say arg1, and you can declare like this int, then again arg2, again arg2, and again you can give on its type, again let's say arg3, and it has type of, let's say string, again you can give the arg4, and let's say its type is boolean. So here all everything has like a, what happened here, mixed. Okay, arg map. Okay, yeah. So what happened here actually, you don't want to, like here you have written like this, like arg1 and arg2 having same type. Like here again it is integer, here again integer. So why you should write multiple times? So what you can do, you can just remove this, and at the end only you can just write down the comma mix. What happened here? Okay. Hmm. Just a second. Okay, I'll just remove this and maybe add the different. Let's say I have passed the value of arg, let's say number, and and let's say number one and number two of type int. Okay, now what you can do, you can even add the type here. Now again, if you want to add the one more variable, and its name is, let's say 3. Okay, so like what you are doing here, you are just replicating this, like you know its type is same, like number one, number two, number three. they are having the same type. So what you can do for all continuous having same type, you can remove their type and you can just give the type at the end. So like this. Now you can see it will work. Like number one is also having same type. Number two is having also same type. Number three is also having same type. But let's say this number two is having the different type, or now you want to add the different type element. So let's say now argument arg4 and it has the type, let's say string. So you can add like this. Now if you want to add the element of, let's say, type for boolean, so I'll add like this. Now again after that also, if you get the type same type element, so whatever is the continuous one now, so you can add the same type at the end only, like that. This is the three variables of having same type, so I have added here one time only. There is no need to write the like a type variable name type variable name type. It's not mandatory. You can use this kind of declaration, or you can again add like here again if you want. Okay, so better write down like this only. I hope anyone has any doubt here. If any doubt, you can ask.
No.
Okay, so write down. You can again give the different type of,
Okay.
and it's not mandatory. You can give it in any sequence. Okay, like if you want to give the first number or then second string, doesn't matter. You can give any type here. Okay. Now you have to pass the element from here. Like when you are calling this function, so you have to pass the same type of variable only, or a variable number, and you have to maintain the sequence what you are giving the calling or what you are calling. Okay. Now I'll tell you how you can call this. Let's say like this. So from here, whenever you are calling, so it will give you the signature. Okay, now when I write the any functions now, so it will give you the signature. You can see number one, it is saying integer. So what I need to do, let's say 11 I have given, now comma. Again number two, it is highlighting you, it will helping you. Number two is again type of integer, let's say 22. Number three is again integer, so let's say 33. Let's say this. Now argument is of type string. Now it is expecting the string, it is following this signature only. So I'll give you the code a b c d, let's say like this, then comma. Again element of type is boolean, so let's say I'm giving it true here, comma. Again at the end is the expecting float, so I'll write the 4.5 like this. So you have to follow the same sequence when you are providing the numbers. Okay. Now there is a one concept is there when you have the uh, same type of element. Okay. Okay, first you understand like how you can pass or how you can write down the signature. So passing is like simple, you have to just follow the sequence, how variable declare what is the type, and you have to follow send the same type of variables only. Now what you can do, now you have to perform some operations, so you can perform the operations here. So here I'll just printing it, let's say number or whatever the element, let's say all the I want to print it, so I'll just printing it. Now there is a scenario you want to return few values from this. Okay, so how you can do that, that I'll tell you. Now I have just printed this only. Okay, now we have to return few values. Let's say I want to return the two string. Okay, so what I'll do here, this is for the passing the values, and from here you have to add the bracket like this, and you have to return give the type here. Now let's say I want to return the one string and another is float like this. So what it will do, it is throwing you the error, you can see missing return. So you want to return something, it is expecting two values, so we have to write down the return functions here. So you will write down like this, return So it will expect again same type of variable. Let's say int string is there, so 3 comma. Second type is float, so it is expecting the float. So let's say 5.5 I'm returning. Okay. Or you can like again declare few variable here like a temporary some variable, and you can return that variable there. Okay, that thing is again work here. Okay, so now let's say I will define some like test variable. I will colon equals to let's say 4.5 and test string colon equals to let's say d. Okay, so now I have to return these two here. So let's say test string comma test float, or that what is test var. So these two we have to return. Okay, it's float 32 and we are returning float 32 only, and this variable has float 64 by default, so we are converting that into the float 32. Typecasting we are doing here, and we are returning that. Okay, so now here you can just simply call this function, but what it is doing, it is throwing the some variables. Okay, so you there is a you if you want the variables, so you can use it. Otherwise, let's say I want the v1, or let's say string 1 and float 1 colon equals to. So what I have done, I have get that variable here. So string 1 and float 1. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll just print it and let's see how it behaves. So it printed ACD first string and 4.5. So it follows the same sequence only. The first is string. So here again, first is string. Here second is float. So here second is float only. But let's say now generally in the real time programming, there is a error attribute we return, and instead of string we return some structure. Okay, so I'll tell you how we can return that. So if it is a error, and sometime if it is like minor error na, so we can simply skip that error. So now if you want to skip that error, so let's say this float 32, I don't want this variable, just want to skip it. So what I'll do, I'll just use the underscore here, and that's it. So using underscore, I have just skipped that variable, and I have used this string here for the printing purpose, like that. So this is how we return the values. Okay. Now sometime like what happened? Now like sometime like some in the interviews or anywhere like ask the question like how we can use the variable that is not declared. Okay, it's little tricky. I mean, it's indirectly it is declared, but I'll tell you how. Okay, so now it's a string here and it's a float. So here I want to give the name to this name. Oh, sorry, not here, inside name, it's string. Okay, I'll just remove this for time being and return. It's name, and here we have the type, let's say test float. Okay, so what I'll do, here I have not written assembly, and here again I have written the 1.5. Okay, now what will happen, you can see here we indirectly we have declared the variables only. It is in the return, like return, we are returning this variable, but these variables are there for us. So it's on us like whether we have to use this variable or we have to skip it. Now we can see what I'll do, I'll just print it, and the like a return arg values, and let's say it's a name comma test float. So by default it's a empty only, but let's see how it behaves. So you can see here it printed the space and then 0 like this here. So it means we can use this variable. You can see I can use this variable name equals to name plus a b c d like this, and I can return that name here. So like here I have not used this short declaration. You can see if, when there is a big or larger programs are there, like a very big code is written in the function, at that time you'll get confused where this variable is declared. We just generally check in the this flow only, but it is declared here. So it has the memory, it has the some empty, like there is a no value, but it is declared. So now here you have not used this variable like this. Now what I'll do, I'll not use this variable, and I'll just again remove this, and let's say again I'll just keep like this. Okay, now there is no error. Okay, now I'll use the new variable colon equals to abcd. Okay, and I'll just try here. Okay, name is already, you can see here what it is saying, no new variable in the left side of colon equals to. It means this variable is already declared. Here I'm using the short declaration, but it is saying that. Now I'll use this like this, and you can see still it's crying. It is showing it is like this. Name has redeclared in the block. But do you see where it is declared? Here we are not declared anywhere, correct? First time only we are writing, but actually it is declared here in the return parameter. So it means you can't declare the variable that has this return argument parameter name. Okay, so this is little tricky, and mostly it's asked in the interview generally. Okay, so you have to just use this now directly. So I'll just remove this, and I'll remove this fire again, and you can see it is working perfectly fine. So we'll get confused in this 4 line. I'll ask like where is this declare, and still it is working. So it is declared here actually. Okay, so keep this in mind. Now I can perform some operations here like this name. I have added that name, and I'm just returning this. And also if you want to return the value, so you can return it. And now once you return, so you can see it is printed here, return values here. And here we have just written print the first one, we have removed the second one, skipped. So that's why this name is written. So here we don't have to worry about anything like like that, whether it will be accessible here or not. This its scope is like, again I mean like this value is already passed there. Okay, or it works like that only because here we have assigned the memories. Okay, now what we will do again, now here we have written the like a two like values here. Now you want the function, now there is a situation is there, and we want to implement the, what is that, golang that one concept is there in the in the Java language, that is polymorphism. What polymorphism means, when you have the function name same, but the sequence of argument is different. So indirectly it will not work in our case. So I'll show you. Let's say this is the function. Okay, and now let's say uh, print name is the function. Okay, it will take the name, first name string, and second name is again string. So these two way how to print it. Okay, so what it will do, it will just in the print statement, let's say first name is this. So again you can see the type of this println. What are the argument it take? It take the dot 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 any. Triple dot, it means it can take the infinite number of element and it will taken in the output as a array. I'll tell you how it works. Okay. So first name is like this, first name, whatever you have passed. Again, second name or last name is again here, second name, let's say. Okay. Like this. So now we have passed the two string here. Okay. And we are printing it. Now you want the polymorphism here. So what polymorphism means? The function having same name but different argument. So now here what I'll do, I'll add the instead of this second name, I'll make it middle name. And here again, I'll make it, let's say, last name. And again, it's a string. So I can see I have changed, like here it is, here we have the just two argument only, but here we are having the three parameter here, but still it is throwing the redeclared, because in Golang it is not allow you like this. Okay, if it is in the Java, so it will work by just passing that values. It will simply work. If it's run the same code in the Java, it will work it, but in Golang it will not work. So the other way of like getting this, I'll tell you how we can get that. Okay, so now you understand what is the polymorphism. Polymorphism means function having same name or different number of parameter or different type of parameter. Okay, or having different or unique signature. Signature, this is called as the signature. Okay, like this is the function name, this is the argument, this is the return type. Here is the return type. Again, I can change the return type. So this will work, perfectly works in Java, but here it will not work. Okay, here some alternate ways we need to follow it. I'll tell you that. Okay, so I hope you got this. What is the polymorphism means? Okay, have function having same name but different number of parameter or different type of parameter. So instead of string, I may have this as a float or boolean like that. Okay, now what I'll do, this is the print name. So I'll just, for timing, I'll just comment this. Okay, now yeah, so you got the polymorphism, but similar kind of functionality. Now for it for two it is taking, but for three it is not taking. And you want to write one more function that will take the four, but for three itself it is not taking. Anyhow, same is name only. So how it will work? It will not work. Correct. So to get or to understand this kind of functionality, we need to use the periodic function. Now I'll tell you what periodic function means. So let's say here I'm passing the ABCD, and for this last name I'm passing the XYZ. I'll just print it, and let's see how it is printing. So first name is ABCD, last name is XYZ. Okay, like this. So my point is, I'll just remove this. I don't want this. Okay, now my point is, I want to write the function that should take the one argument or two argument or three argument or whatever the number of argument I will pass. I want to use the same name only. Okay, so for that purpose you need to use this as a periodic function. So now we will convert this print name function to periodic function. So instead of print name, I will change it, create name list. Okay, this is the function I will. So here I have passed the two, so it has taken two. Okay, But now I want to get anything like any number of parameter for this. So what I'll do, I have passed the two. So here what I have to do, I have to write the, let's say, name list, and it is of type dot 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 string. Dot 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 string, it is called as the periodic function. It will take the infinite number of element of that type only. This is string now, so it will take string only. Now I can see what I'll do. I'll just print again fe, yeah. Hmm. So I'll show you how it works. It will taken as a array. You can see you have passed the two argument here, first 1 2, and it is taken as a array. Now what I'll do, I will pass the new gha. Still it should work. Yeah, you can see it is working. I have passed the 3, still it is working. Now I'll pass the one more and it will work. So it means the functionality, like for which we are writing the multiple functions, that we are achieving with the help of periodic function. Periodic function means we need to use the signature like this, and everything whatever you will pass, that is taken in the as a array only in the response side. Okay, now what I will do, I want to pass the function, like after that I want to pass this as a, let's say, each, and it is of type int, and here again I will pass like this a number. Now you can see it is throwing the error, can only use dot 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 with final parameter in the list. What it is means, this dot dot you should use add, this should be final, this dot 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 should be a final statement. It means you can't add this any argument after this dot dot dot. But let's check whether if we are able to add it before or not. So what I'll do, I'll just change the signature like this, and I'll add here instead of end I have added first place. So again I will remove this, and I will add at the first. So let's say comma, and I want to pass the number, so let's say 1 2 3, and you can see it is perfectly working fine. I'll run this code, and you can see it is working fine, and we have taken the number as well. Okay, so we have not print the number, but I'll print it here. Let's say age, and whatever you are passing you will see it there. So name list and age 1 2 3 you have passed. So this is how periodic function is working, and the reason we are using periodic function is to achieve the like a polymorphism kind of functionality. So for that purpose only we use it. Okay, so to achieve the polymorphism, so like there is a oops concept is there na in the Java object oriented programming language, like polymorphism is there, after that encapsulation is there, inheritance is there. So indirectly all that, like we can't implement here directly, but indirect ways are there, we can achieve that. Okay, and this is again one of this. Okay, like one of the way using periodic function. Again, if you want to pass the float also, it will work it, let's say 4.5 I have passed, and here I want to use this, let's say salary, and it's of type float. Like this, you can see it is still working, no error, it means it is working. I'll just run it again, and you can see here I have not printed, I'll again print it, let's say sal. So periodic functions you have used for achieving the polymorphism kind of functionality, or to implement the polymorphism kind of functionality in the Golang. So for that purpose only we use this. So you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4.5. Here we have used this. So this is the example of periodic function. Okay. Now, these functions again can return the multiple values if you want it. The same. This function. It's similar to other all functions only, but except this part. And again, it's not mandatory to use the string only. You can use the any type here: float, boolean, again like integer, whatever you want. Okay, but make sure that this dot 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 should be your last argument. This should be at the end only. You can't add comma and after that any element. Before that you can't add anything you want. Okay, this is called as the periodic functions. Now we have achieved like a partial kind of polymorphism here. Okay, but now we'll see how I hope you got the idea on this, like how we can declare the function, how we can use this polymorphism, how we can achieve the partial or polymorphism kind of functionality, how you can return the multiple argument, how you can get here also. Whatever the type is there, now simply you have to get here also. You will get in the same sequence only. Okay. So now see what is, yeah. So let pointer is there again. Okay. So pointer means a variable that stores the address of another variable. Okay, so how it works, I'll tell you. I'll just comment this. Now pointer. So pointer. So let's say this is the my first name. Okay, and it is a name. Okay. Now what I will do, I want the pointer here. So ptr, and it will have the address of first name. So ampersand you need to use for this address. Okay, now I will just print the address. Let's say address is ptr. And now if you want to get the value from that address, now you have the address but you want to know what is the value present at that address. So for that purpose you need to use this star ptr or star on that. Ampersand will give you the address, star will give you the value present there. Okay, so it's like a key. You can see, like using the star you will get the key of home, and once you reach there using the star you will get to know who is member there, like that. Okay, so I'll just print it and let's see how it works. So you can see pointer, it worked like this, ptr, and this is the value present here, like this. Okay, so this is how pointer works. Okay, so for like you can store the address of anything. Okay, now I told you like slice, map and all that are already a by default pointer only. Okay, now what we will do, we will like and again default value of this pointer is nil. So if you are expecting anything in the pointer and you have to check whether you got something or not, so you need to check that, like whether the whether it's pointer is nil or not. So you can write down the condition if ptr equals to nil, so you need to process something like that. Okay, so this is how pointer work. Now what I'll do, I will use the variable var, and oh yesterday again a point, one point is there. Okay, I will create the slice using a make function. Let's say I want to create the slice of int. Okay, Okay, let's say array. No, it's okay, so it's array of let's say int 16 or 32, and there you are passing some values. So what it will do, it is showing. Okay, I'll tell you the way how we can declare it, but using map also, like using make function also, you can declare these slices and arrays, all that things. Okay, so let's say if I string and like this. Okay, no, I'll check it and I'll let you know. Okay, using make functions also it works. Like sometime like it's rare. Mostly we use make functions for this map only, but we can declare other variables also. So I'll check you how we can declare the map. Let's say make function, inside that map is there. So it is of let's say type is a string, and here we have the value of type int. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll just print the pointer map pointer. Okay, now what I will do, I will just print the MP here, the map simply. After that I will use this star MP. Let's see how it, okay, what it is throwing error, envelopes cannot enter. Okay, so you need to store at some variable, so it's like you will show the address of this first. Okay, and now see. So again, okay, this is the first one, this is the map pointer. So in the map pointer again, you can see uh, this is the map. Okay, it's an empty one, and it is directly its address only. Okay, this is again address of that map. So there are some ways with the help of that you can get it, but let me check how you can get that FP. So instead of, now I'll tell you one important way is also. Okay, so there is a scenario you want to format few things. Format in the sense this FP if anyone so what it will do, fmt.println. FMT stands for formatting and println stands for printing something. Ln is for like new line. Okay, but you don't want in the you don't want the new line. So what you will do, you can also use the print, but you want to format something, so you will use the F for front for format. Okay, now you can see the signature format string and again dot 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 any. So how, let's say I want to format something. So let's say I want this value like percentage. It's sorry, yeah, percentage. Let's say in the new, I want to plus V and of type MP. Okay, so percentage V plus V is used for getting all the key value pair here simply. When you have these when you have the structure now, so in that case it's a bit difficult to find out the what is the key name there. Okay, so I'll show you one sample structure. We will see this structure in depth also, so I'll just, okay, so employee, and it has the employee ID of let's say type int, and it has the name of type string, it has the salary of type float. Yeah, so this is how you have to declare the structure. How you can declare the structure? Type. First thing, why this structure is required. Now scenario is there, if you want to store the string, so you can use this string data type like this. String is a data type. Var name of type string. You can see string is a one data type. Var name is of type int. Int is again one data type. Float is again data type. Boolean is again a data type. Okay, so we have so many data types, okay, there, but I want to store the boolean value, so I'll use this boolean. I want to store the string, so I'll use this string here. I want to store the list of string, so for list of string I can go for array of string, like this, var list array of string, like this. So it will store the list of these things. But my requirement is I want to create my own type that will hold few integer, few float, few string, and any type, few structure as well. So this is the custom data type we are creating. Okay, type employee. So employee is one type. We are creating that type. Okay, why it is required? We want to get the composition of all the data types. I want a single variable that should hold the boolean, float, string, everything I want, even array as well. But we don't have that facility here. If you declare the variable of type bool, so it will store only true and false, only true and false. If you try to store here like this, if you try to store here, it will throw you error. You can see untype, you are not assigned, like yo, it's you bool value. Okay, assigning string to bool value. This type is, you have mentioned boolean, but you are assigning string. I don't want that. I want a variable that should hold all the variable. So for that purpose, we use this structure. So using type, we create the structure, and we have to give the name of that structure and struct keyword we have to use. So this is a object here. So now inside that you can declare all your variables, and it follows the same, that exported and unexported item. Okay, the example I'll show you here. Let's say password, and it is of type string. So now you can see I'll declare here. I'll just try to print here, show you employee. Now you can see what are the options I get. Okay, no, here, my bad. Password of type string dot. So when I write it dot here, so what's happening? You can see employee pass undefined, no method pass. It is not allowing it's not allowing you to use this pass outside of this home. It's their home. This pass is written in the small, so its scope is limited to this only. So you can't use this variable outside. Okay, so now what are the available for me? What is the exported item? Exported means that is declared in the caps. So now I'll just throw the dot, and I'll use the employee ID instead of this, and you can see, oh sorry, my bad. I need to create the variables here, and then we can use it. Let me create it. I'll show you. Okay. So let's say I'm creating a employee one colon equals to employee, and then some values. Okay, so what it is showing, pass field string. Okay, so here we are in the like a same I mean to say same package, so it will allow you. But if it is in the other package, so it will not allow you. Same, like its scope is limited to package. Okay, package means this, like file whatever you have declared. Outside, whenever you will use this package, only these variables are only visible to you, whatever you have written in the caps. Okay, now let me show you. For timing, like I hope you understand that exported and unexported item. So if you don't want understand that, so what I'll do, I'll just move this here in the add. I have declared here employee, and now I want to create the add dot employee. Okay, so that that package I need to import first. Add dot employee. Okay, like this, and then I will create the emp of variable like this. Okay, now emp dot, so you can see I will get only 3 variables in the for me for allocation, but here we have this 4. Password is not visible. Okay, so employee id equals to, let's say, 10, and then employee dot name equals to, let's say, abcd. After that, employee dot salary, and it's a float, so can write down like this. Okay, so this is how like you can add use this structure. Okay, and I hope you got the idea why we are using that structure, why how like we can import the structure, what is the exported unexported item. And here again, by default, like here again you can follow the same sequence. Okay, now what is the first thing is here. Okay, uh here first thing is like employee id, so employee id equals to 1. Okay, after that, again you can check name is second argument is same name, so you can use like this. Third argument is salary, so you can like this. Okay, so it is like giving you the options here, like key and value, key and value, key and value, but it's not mandatory you have to write down the keys here. You can just even remove also like this. I have just removed. So once you remove now, so you have to remove for all. Now I'll remove this again. Now I will remove this also. Okay, and now okay, let me check. Okay, I'll just remove. Okay, so how you can do that? Then you need to check the type of all variable. Okay, like what are the first argument is whatever is the first argument, you have to follow the same sequence only. Okay, so you will get confused here. Like if the first argument is if the first argument you have is the float, so you have to pass the float value only, and you need to follow the same sequence where variable is declared. So your first should be integer, second should be string, third should be boolean, and this should be this, but this is not even accessible. Okay, so like that you have to follow the sequence, but it's better, I mean, like, not generally we don't initialize that at the place itself. We just declare this and we'll assign that later and we'll just print it. Okay, so I'll just print this struct, and then I'll go here and I'll just print the aim. Okay, now I'll again run this and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, this will look like this struct, but you didn't get idea what is this 12, what is this abcd, what is this 32. So for that purpose only we use formatting. So now what I will do, I will use, instead of fmt println, I will use this fmt print f for formatting. Okay, and there you need to use the format specifier percentage plus v. I'm using, miss the bracket here. So percentage plus v, and after that I want to add the new line. So what I'll slash new line n for new line. Okay, so v is for value, n for new line, then there is also d for digit, s for string. So here I have the, I want to print the key value, so for that purpose I will use this. Now I'll just see here, and you can see the difference here how it is printed 12, but here we got the idea. It is a employee id, it is a name, it is a salary, this is the password, empty, like that. Okay, so I mean to say, when you run this, what you have to do, you have to use the proper format specifier for this. Okay, so now what I will do, I will just use this, and Now what I will show you, let's say there is a field called as the int number. Okay, let's say this is the number and it holds the value 22. Okay, now I want to print this number in the formatting. So percentage f and percent d we use, and we need to pass the value here num, like this. So now it is it uses, like, it convert this number into the digits and it print it. But now I want this variable uh, as a string. Okay, so let's see how it behaves. So what I'll do, I'll just comment these things. Okay, yeah, so now number, and I want to get this as a string. Okay, so let's see if I print it. So how what happens, it will print like this percentages and it's int, but this is the string, but you are converting that into the number, so it will not work. So you need to use the proper format specifier. Here again, percentage yes has argument number of wrong type, and type is integer. So you should use the percentage yes for string only. So now what I'll do, I will convert this into the string, and let's say now how it behaves, and you not even seen any error here. So you can see here 22 is printed and it's a string. So after that, if I want to add the new line, so backslash n, you need to use like this here. So new, it's printed here. Okay, so similarly, now you want to get the type of any variable. For that purpose, we use the percentage t for type. Okay, so how you can get that? So here percentage t, I will use it. I want to get the type of that variable. Okay, so I'll just print it. Now this is the 22, but we are not getting the details. So you can see start, it's printed as a string. The type of that variable is string here, because this is the string. We have added this number in the quote. Now I will add this is as a, let's say 6.6. Okay, now I'll just run it again and you'll see this is the float 64. So you are getting the type. So someone will ask you like how you can get the type. So this is the like a compile time you are getting the type. But now you want to get the variable type at the runtime. So for that purpose, you can use this one package that is called as a reflect type of var. So how you can do this? Reflect dot type of method is there. Okay, type of, and you need to pass the variable num. I have passed. Okay, so I'm just asking type of var at runtime. Okay, and just like this, you can see runtime, it's showing float. So for runtime, this is the reflect package I have used, and type of method, and for percentage the percentage yes, other types of so variable we have seen. Okay, so this is how like you can you can write down the functions, you can return the multiple values, you can write down the periodic functions, you can use the structure. You got the idea how you can use the structure. So I mean, like this again, all the time, like it will get repeated now, because next all things are already like when we are work with the pointer to structure and all these are, so this whatever is the basics we are saying now, so all will get replicated here, because you have to write down the structure related program. So obviously you have to write down the functions, obviously you have to declare the variables, need to write the packages. So this will get again a revision. Okay, so don't worry about that. So like multiple return values also we have seen.